It's time to hack the movies. Today, we're talking about tapes.
Man, Crystal, this really is a shitty apocalypse we're in right now since that comet hit last week.
I know.
Man.
There's like no water or anything.
Nothing. No water or
Minimum water.
anything. We're all suffering equally.
Yeah.
Anyway, this reminds me. Isn't it always funny how things happen in current events that always remind me of movies?
It's so weird. I guess movies really are relevant to our lives.
Life imitates art imitates life, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, a comet hitting the world and causing an apocalypse reminds me.
Of a really in-depth movie.
Yeah.
With so much truth and power.
Relevant to the times.
Very relevant to the times.
Yes, it's real
very
social
deep.
commentary
It's a
that
very
ages
deep
very well.
movie.
Tank Girl.
Yeah!
Tank Girl, we're doing this at the request.
Woo!
A friend of mine said, "Hey, I think Tank Girl will do really well."
Yeah!
And that friend is responsible for me making a little bit of money, so this is a shout out to you. We're doing Tank Girl. Now, this is the rare case where I don't know shit about the comics and you do.
I do! Yeah.
Yeah, so tell me about, well,
All right.
if you guys haven't heard of Tank Girl,
Yeah,
let's talk about this little bit backstory before you tell me about the comics. This was the trend. So Batman comes out, and it's huge. Suddenly, everyone wants to make big budget comic book movies. There's Dick Tracy. Yeah. But then, I guess like all the big superheroes were too hard to get.
Yeah.
Because like I know Superman went to TV with Adventures of Lois and Clark. Flash went to TV, but movie-wise, for whatever reason, it's not like how it is today where Warner Brothers owns all of DC and Marvel owns most of their film rights. Most of them.
Yeah.
Everything was divided. They couldn't get Spider-Man off the ground. So Hollywood was just like, what else do we have? And then a little movie called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comes out in 1990. Makes a bajillion dollars. We have a review for it. And I guess that was Hollywood being like, oh, wow, we don't need a big name superhero. We could just look into indie comics and make movies out of them. So suddenly you get your Judge Dredds, you get your Barbed Wires, you get your The Masks with Jim Carrey. The other examples.
Yeah, there's examples.
There were a bunch.
There's like a decent amount that was a big thing, but I think Batman really was that.
Yeah.
Let's get more going.
That's what made people want to do comic book movies.
Yeah.
But then Ninja Turtles doing well. It's like, oh, we could just look into these
Anything.
smaller
Yeah,
comics.
The indies.
Yeah, and then Tank Girl was one of them. Now tell me about the Tank Girl comics that I've never read.
Okay, so the Tank Girl comics actually started with a British comic magazine. It's actually called, go ahead.
I was going to say not 2000 AD, right?
No, it was Deadline.
Okay.
So it was a British magazine called Deadline. It had all these comics, and it was actually the writers, Alan Martin and Jamie Hewlett.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it.
They watch the show. They're going to be very upset.
I am so sorry, guys. I am so sorry. I mispronounced the name.
No one send this review to them.
Well, I'm pretty sure Jamie's off doing amazing things because Jamie is now also the co-creator of Gorillaz.
Gorillas?
Yeah.
Oh, the band.
You didn't know that?
like, oh, he made
That's
Gorillas?
if you look at the
I thought you meant like the animal, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure
He
gorillas were
literally made it.
like. Chris, I'm gonna go to wild guess and
He's
say
not
gorillas have been around before.
no, Jamie created Gorillas.
Oh, I thought he just led a rebel army of gorillas. It's like, yeah.
It's actually underground art gorilla.
He's like, yeah, he did Tank Girl, and then he tried to throw a coup in Cuba.
Yes. So
So yes,
he's doing absolutely fantastic right now. Creating, I love Gorillaz. I love that band. If you look at the artwork and stuff like that, it's
now that you say
style.
it,
It's
yes.
the same style as Tank Girl. So Tank Girl is more supposed to be a really badass punk feminist kind of movement kind of thing.
yeah, awful. Keep going.
Thank you. It started about like in 1988 and it went till about 19...
That was a joke. Sorry. Keep going.
Sure it was.
Before someone
Yeah.
clips that. That was
Cancel
a
Tony!
No.
So it went till I think about like 1998, if I had to guess.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden it kind of, the Deadline magazine, like I think the movie actually really killed it.
Yeah.
They kept coming out with different Tank Girl comics, but that was the main one. Right now, I actually read the issues. There's 4 issues where it's the originals, and you see it slowly going to color. The originals were black and white. It's really cool.
Okay.
But Tank Girl is this lazy motherfucking bitch who loves to drink, have sex with killer kangaroos, and yeah, sex and drinking is.
I mean, who doesn't?
Well, I'm down for the drinking and sex. Like,
I mean,
I'm
Crystal,
okay.
I can't count the times I've been to the zoo and got a little blitzed and ended up in the kangaroo pen. Things happen, all right? Did you know Howling 3 the Marsupials is my favorite werewolf movie?
Jesus Christ. So,
That movie had an effect on me. I'm really into
bet.
marsupial.
God damn it.
I know, keep going.
We're learning a lot of it. Tony hates women, loves
but I love kangaroos. And just marsupials in general. It doesn't matter.
Got you.
God, I hope they bring back the Tasmanian tiger. I'd love to get into that. Anyway, keep going.
Oh.
No, God, okay, this is not a zoophile podcast. That was a joke. Please don't link us with there actually are a zoophile podcast. For the love of God, do not listen to them. Anyway, keep going. Tank Girl.
God damn. So it takes place in Australia, even though it was created by a European comic. It's really just supposed to be this whole punk rock, like actual punk rock hardcore vibe.
Okay.
Where, and then this movie, it's a totally different type of Tank Girl.
Yes, it seems like it's a parody of Mad Max, pretty much. But it's definitely more bubblegum,
Yes.
90s fun. Yes.
They had to go with more Hollywood-esque for this. And unfortunately, the director really was against, or was really held with producers. Like the studios would not let her do everything she wanted to do.
I want to watch more of the director's filmography because they actually directed a movie I like.
Which is?
Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. That is the only of the big slashers that I can think of that was directed by a woman. None of the Halloweens were. None of the Friday the 13ths were.
There's a lot of horror. There's not enough horror directed.
There
by
are
women.
female director of
That are
horror,
horrors, but not.
But when you
not
think of
mainstream.
when you think
Not
of like the
mainstream.
big slasher franchises, it's mostly men. But yeah, Rachel Tell, and I
I mean,
like
you get the the sisters, the
the Soka sisters.
Soska sisters.
Yeah.
You have a couple really amazing female horror directors, but not.
They're
not
never
as
given
mainstream.
they're never
not-
given the keys to like a big
They're not.
franchise.
And unfortunately, I want to see more.
And
honestly.
maybe because it was Freddy's Dead. Although I really like Freddy's Dead. I like between this and Freddy's Dead, and I think I've seen a couple of other movies. There is like this weird kind of humor to them.
Yeah.
That for some reason, even if I don't fully get it, it strikes a nerve with me. And I think that's why I don't necessarily hate this movie.
No.
Now, I have only seen this once that I can recall.
Okay.
I'm sure it was on TNT in the 90s. The thing I remember the most was the hologram head and the kangaroo people.
Yeah.
And Lori Petty, obviously.
God, Lori Petty.
AKA the girl from Free Willy.
Yeah.
It's my go-to Lori Petty.
I can go with that. That's
Sounds
fine.
like- yeah.
It's a big difference.
Lori Petty, oh, yeah.
Really? Tank Girl.
So, how did do you know how this movie came about?
So the director really wanted to do her stepdaughter gave her the comic of Tank Girl, and she really related to it. She loved it. She's a big punk rock fan, and she loved the feminist movement in it and just
Yeah.
like a badass vibe. And she wanted to do a movie, so she was going to these. I really don't know as much as she did before Tank Girl, but she was going to the studios and just trying to get money and stuff like that. And it was kind of hard for them to do that. But yes, because she got the comic from her stepdaughter and really wanted to make that into a movie.
Yeah, and this is like when feminist characters were like fun and upbeat and really cool, and a modern feminist character, you gotta be sad.
That's not true. I think depends on what movies you're watching. But if I can get more but you have so many different versions of like a feminist. Like I said before, you have it in Alien. You have your Ripley, and then Tank Girl really isn't that bad of a feminist
I'm talking about
character.
modern
I know.
superhero stuff.
I'm trying to think of like some of the like Wonder Woman, sure.
Wonder Woman's fine, but like Captain Marvel, like ugh. Anyway, I just thought of another one.
Yeah.
Obviously, Spawn. Spawn was another alt comic that became like a big movie.
Yes.
So yes, thank you for being our comic expert here. How's it feel to be the comic expert this time?
I'm loving this.
I don't know. I'm going to ask you more questions as we go on.
All right.
Now, speaking of comics, the movie. Oh, Stan Winston did the design. I don't know if he did the effects, but he definitely designed the kangaroo
He
guys.
might have done the effects.
Yes.
The
It said
effects
Stan
were-
Winston, but I think it might have said Stan Winston Designs. I don't know if he actually physically made them. But
I know
anyway.
they spent a lot of money on these.
I think
and
he
they were
liked. I
great.
remember reading a while ago that like the Stan Winston studio, they just liked doing it because they thought it
Yeah.
was fun. Now let's get into this movie.
Great. I'm so excited.
Much like Judge Dredd, although you told me these are not panels from the comics,
They're not panels.
but they're drawn to look like them.
They are. I believe I read, and I could be wrong about this, that they asked the artists who do the comics to do this, and they said nope. Or
Yeah,
that they started doing it and they didn't like the script and how. So these panels are really to fill in what they could not film.
Okay, yeah.
That was the whole point of it.
So there are animated sequences, and then there are just panels of comics.
There's a lot happening, and then
But-
there's animation as well.
Yeah,
Like,
the
it's
animation's
so tricky.
great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
But no, they start off with the comics, and it reminds me of the '90s Judge Dredd movie where it shows you all the awesome comics in the beginning, and then the movie starts, and it's like, forget about all this.
Yeah. Well, they keep it going throughout the entire movie. And I know some of it
Yeah.
doesn't even make sense. A lot of things in this movie does not make sense. This is
Do not
not
make sense.
what I say.
Does not make sense.
A lot of things
in this movie do not
okay,
make
yes.
sense.
Thank you, English teacher.
Don't make sense. I don't. Whatever.
It is. It's a lot of things. If it's a plural, it's do. If it's singular,
This
it
isn't
does.
a grammar lesson.
No, really, really, Mister. I just corrected you. Okay. Fuck
I'm
you.
not the comic expert. I gotta find something.
Okay, all right. You're smart and pretty, Tony. You're the pretty one.
Thank
here.
you. Thank you. I am the pretty
You
one.
are
Everyone
pretty.
says that.
I know.
So, we get a little bit of backstory about a
Yeah.
comet.
You see, a while ago, this humongous comet came crashing into the Earth. Bam! Total devastation.
Much like the comet that hit us
I
recently.
know it was
What-
so weird. Around the
weird
same
timing.
time too. Yeah.
I know. Comet hit the Earth. It is now 2033.
It is now 2033. Comet hit, I believe, what, 2023?
Yes. Oh shit! That's next year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good they were prepped already with this other comet that already came in. How
Yeah.
much damage can two comets do?
Oh man.
All right.
But yeah, it's your generic post-apocalyptic setting. But we get a sense with the comic stuff introduces you to the
Kinda cool.
movie. But then we see like how ridiculous her outfit is and like
It
the
is
weird muzzle, and it's
so
like, all right,
ridiculous. And she's on the, what is it, like an ox? Or
yeah,
whatever
she's like
that
on a
is.
bull, and it's like,
Yeah.
all right, we're not gonna take this movie
It's
too
fan-
seriously.
and I do love the her commentary.
I love the narration.
The
I love like
narration's
I'm the one in
fantastic.
the mask, and it cuts to the bull. She's like, no, the
The
other
other
one.
one.
But yeah, she's like, yeah, there's no more cable. It's a bummer. Like, but we're trying to make the best of it.
There's a lot of references to older things. Like
Mm-hmm.
that would be way past 2033.
I guess
There's
so.
a Baywatch reference in
Oh,
this
yeah,
movie.
that's true.
Like there is so much.
No
in
one
this
is
movie.
referencing Baywatch in 2022, and they rebooted it a few years ago to.
So, but they're definitely talking about it in 2033. Okay.
By the way, no one fucking saw. I mean, I saw the Baywatch movie, but like no one even knew that movie came out. It was a
No.
flop. Alexandra Daddario's in it.
I'm trying to think of who that is. I'm sure I know exactly who that is if I saw her image.
Sorry.
You good?
Sorry, I zoned out there.
Do you
for a
need to
second.
change your pants? You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. But yeah, she lives in a house with a bunch of people. There's a scene where she's talking Swedish and threatening a guy and making him strip, and you think she's trying to
Yeah.
steal his water, but really it's a weird sex role play that they're doing. But then little kids interrupt, and
Yeah.
I'm just
They're
like,
doing something. They're doing their weird stuff again.
yeah.
But like he's like, I was like, all right, like this is because he is good looking, and I'm
Oh, yeah.
like,
And they make sure to show
I was
you
like,
his
there are
butt.
all these plants and stuff, and he's stripping. It's not
So,
bad.
we also get a
Oh,
first
you-
appearance of our. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you also talk. You also introduce the Rippers as well in the very beginning. They talk about
They talk. Yeah.
so the Rippers, which they're just killer kangaroos in the comics, but
They're like this
they're
mysterious
not-
force that no
yeah,
one's
they're
seen
not
yet.
a mutation in the comics, but
Yeah.
in here it's like this weird thing that no one's ever seen, and they're killing all these
the Water and
people. The
Power
Water and Power,
Organization, which
'Cause
controls
water
the
is
water
power.
and power.
which all of a sudden it starts reminding me of Dune.
Yes.
About all the water and how important water is, and
Oh yeah, this reminds me of a lot of things.
yeah, there's definitely little things that this movie is pulled from.
But yeah, we meet Malcolm McDowell, who's the leader of Water and
do.
Power. I love Malcolm McDowell.
He is so good. The first time I think I've ever seen him probably was Clockwork Orange.
I mean, that's the one that you would see him in.
Yeah,
I
which-
can't remember the first thing I saw him in, but I've seen him in a lot of stuff.
Don't watch Clockwork Orange if you're little. It will scar you. The first scene I saw when I was little, and I was like, I
When they
just
break
felt
into
like
the house.
the rape scene.
Yeah.
I was like, I shouldn't be watching it, and I couldn't look away, and I was
I'm not
like
the biggest
really
fan of
sad
that
after that.
movie. Maybe I gotta try it again.
I can do without the first scene. I like it, but the
I
first
like
scene, I'm just like,
everything later in the movie after he goes through the experiment. Forget
okay.
it. We're
Can
not
we do
focused
a
on-
review for Clockwork Orange?
Forget about that critically acclaimed classic film by Stanley Kubrick. We got to
We're
talk
talking about
Tank Girl.
Yes, I'm sorry.
So anyway, his captain plans on killing the mysterious Rippers so they can get full control of the water.
Yes.
But his captain sucks. So he takes his shoe. He makes him take his shoes off and walk
Because
across
he
glass.
broke all the glass
Yeah.
panels.
And then he's like, "You're an idiot. I wouldn't have done that." And then he stabs him with a device that siphons the water from your blood and drains it.
Yes.
I'm like,
now,
that's
if
actually
only
pretty
Dune
cool.
had that.
If only
It
Dune
was-
had
yes,
that.
I think they'd be doing just fine. And you just see, I love the effects in it. It is so bad. Like nothing in this movie is really good.
Yeah.
Like pretty
Some of
much
it's pretty
nothing.
cool. Some of it's pretty cool
it's
looking.
entertaining.
No, there's
It's
some
very
good effects
entertaining.
in this, I think.
But like the hand, you just see it being like dried out.
Okay,
and
maybe
all
not the
of it.
hand. Maybe not the hand.
Yeah, no. I wanna see
However,
that.
he gets another captain who was a bad guy in Die Hard 2. Real
He
sleazy,
annoyed
slick
me.
hair guy.
Yeah, I know he's supposed to annoy you, but he really annoyed me because he's just this like pervy, fucking annoying. He's obsessed with power and wants to fuck
Yeah.
Jet, which you'll find out later. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We cut back to Tank Girl who's hanging out in a sand dune outside of her house. And
She's on watch.
Yeah. She's on watch, and I wrote, like, terrible at it. I wrote a thing where it's like, this looks like the sets for the made-for-TV Dune.
Yeah. yeah.
Rest in peace, William Hurt. I can't believe he died. Randomly.
A lot of people are dying randomly. Even the drummer from
Man, this comes out in a few
Foo
weeks. You
Fight-
think
yeah.
I'll be dead randomly? Put it
it wouldn't be random.
Jessica, if I'm dead, please put it in memoriam. Here.
And it wasn't me or Johanna that did it. It wasn't us. We're just saying that. We did not kill Tony from Hack the Movies.
You know,
But
it's
yeah.
crazy. We're still doing the show in this apocalypse.
I know, it's insane. But yeah, the drummer of Foo Fighters died recently. No one
Yeah.
knows how. That was like really sad too. And I was like, I heard on the radio they were doing some kind of like, interviews from him and stuff like that. I was like, oh, this is really cool. And they're like, we will always remember him. I was like, what?
Now,
Wait, why?
Yeah, Jessica, since this comes out in a few weeks from now, please put it in memoriam for any celebrity that has died.
It's just like our scrolling.
Between filming and now, put it in memoriam. Anyway, yeah, Tank Girl's on watch. They get attacked by water and power, and all her peeps get blown up. Her boyfriend gets shot.
Oh, can we just talk about the cutting of the stockings as well?
Yeah, what was that about?
Oh, you didn't get that?
No.
She was looking, the whole reason why she was out was she was looking for a present for her
boyfriend, yeah.
It's her boyfriend, her fuck thing, because it's hard to get presents. She got him boots, but also said on the thing like sniff, sniff. So she was doing like a little sex tease. And when the other guy was behind her, she thought it was him the whole time. So
Right.
she's doing a little strip thing, cutting her stockings, cutting her, like the shirt and stuff like that, saying, you can come over here, but you just can't touch. And then it's a different guy. But like, that was like, I was like, damn, girl's hot.
Yeah.
Like, mad sexy.
That's a bummer. Her boyfriend
I mean, who doesn't
died.
like rip stockings? Like, I don't even do this on purpose. Or, yeah, these are just accidents. They just happen.
This is a family show.
I mean, I'm just showing stockings. That's all.
Even though it's the apocalypse, I want to maintain my
But no, but
conservative
we're not-
values.
Got you. So don't talk about kangaroo sex. Understood. Understood.
But yeah, the house gets blown up and everything. She gets taken prisoner. There is some great miniature work in this.
There is.
The miniatures
There's a
are
lot
so
of
good.
miniatures.
Uh,
There's like good tech miniatures and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
and then the one guy wants to get a blowjob in front of all the boys, and he thinks
Yup.
she's gonna blow him.
I love this scene.
But like,
She is so badass because she just gets hit in the head. She's like, I like pain.
I just love the one guy's like, she's gonna bite your dick off. And it's like, I'll shoot her if that's the case. It's like, dude, like, don't.
I mean, it is like,
I
he
mean,
feels teeth he's going to blow, but
look, I don't want to point fingers. Sometimes things happen in a room full of people, but usually try to like
Oh,
pretend like
yeah.
it's not happening. Like, you know, blanket over you or something.
isn't that, like,
I would
kinda
never,
like-
I would never sit up in front of all my friends 3 feet away and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna get a blowjob right now." I'd be like, "That's a little weird."
That might be like a power thing, though. Some guys might. I mean, there's a fetish for everything. Maybe he
It's
just
weird.
has a fetish.
He ends up not getting blown.
No, because she's just making fun of his dick.
I'm gonna need a microscope and tweezers. It's like a...
But in prison,
That was fun. Like, I was expecting her to do something crazy, but she just installed. I was like, the way she maneuvers certain things is very smart.
I do love how she just pisses people off.
she just pisses them off, and she does it in such a great way.
She just
though.
never once gives in to anything.
At
She's
all.
just constantly just
and she
being
just
a dick.
keeps winning, though.
But yeah, in prison, she meets baby Naomi Watts from The Ring
Oh my gosh!
as
Yes.
Jet, the quiet little Jet.
Holy shit! And
She's nice. She's cute.
she's adorable. I didn't realize that was Naomi Watts at first. I was like, oh, she's super. Oh my god, that's Naomi Watts.
I do like
She's adorable in this.
the captain's trying to sleep with her, and she's like, no. And then Lori Petty, Tank Girl, comes up. And she's like, she's my girlfriend. He's like, ew. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't think the captain would have said ew. On
Yeah, I don't think you would have said ew either.
Yeah, because like they're both hot. But like Naomi, this is one of her first big roles.
Yes.
I think it's her first actual big role. Who would have thunk?
Yeah.
Yeah, on her IMDb, Tank Girl's not listed first, which I'm very surprised at. Like known for.
Well, she's been in so many big things.
I don't
since
know. I
then.
think Tank Girl's her biggest role. She did
No,
so
Tank
well.
Girl
in
is
this.
not her biggest role.
No, I think Tank Girl's her biggest role.
No,
ever.
I guarantee you Tank Girl is not her biggest role.
I think The Ring might be a close second, but like,
I don't know, King Kong maybe?
I think Tank Girl is way above King Kong.
Mulholland Drive is bigger
no,
than
I
this.
think Tank Girl.
I want to watch Mulholland Drive again.
It is so good. I love Mulholland Drive.
You know what I forgot to
Holy
mention
shit.
in our Ring review?
What?
They offered it to David Lynch and he turned it down.
I didn't know
God,
that.
that would have been amazing. That tape would have been way more scary.
I would love to see a David Lynch version of
Yeah.
that.
So-
I would love to see a David Lynch version of everything.
Dune? So Lori Petty, Tank Girl, finally sees a tank. And the Shaft theme plays? Which I guess is funny because she's like climbing the shaft of the tank, but I'm just like, I don't think we need the literal
Okay.
shaft theme.
Since we're talking music,
Okay.
the soundtrack in this movie is phenomenal.
That's good.
I love it. I was on my drive here, I was actually jamming hardcore to it because it goes all over the place where you have Joan Jett doing what's the name of the song? I wrote it down here. Oh, Let's Do It.
Oh, yeah.
Bjork. I love Bjork. Bjork, I love.
How much do you love Bjork?
I love
You don't
Bjork.
love her too much, right? You're not,
Not
like
too
that.
much. No. I like her music. Like I like it.
You're not like
I
that
know.
one guy who loved her a little too.
No. I mean, Portishead's in it, Veruca Salt. Of course, Ice-T has a song, Big Gun, which is actually like, I've jammed to that a couple times. It's just such, even fucking Stomp, because they do the Ripper, like later you see
It's
it.
definitely nice. By the way, there's a lot of
So
similarities
90s.
between this and Johnny Mnemonic. Both like 90s.
I
Both
love
have
it.
Ice-T in it. Both are very colorful and crazy and whatnot. This is better than Johnny Mnemonic, though. This is a better movie than Johnny
It's
Mnemonic.
so much fun. But yeah, the soundtrack is banging.
Yeah, this is like purposely all over the place. The Johnny Mnemonic
yeah.
movie's just like kind of chopped up and whatnot.
No, it's very self-aware, this movie.
Yeah.
It's very self-aware.
Naomi Watts is not allowed to work in the hangar anymore because her and Tank Girl got in trouble.
Yeah.
So she's not allowed to work there.
So she's
They
obsessed.
torture Tank Girl and put her in a
They
freezing room.
do.
Which changes the colors of her eye and her teeth.
Yeah, they gave her grills.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I'm like, I don't think that's what freezing does.
I don't know if that's what torture is. Torture getting grills?
I guess. And then they throw her down the pipe.
They do.
Yeah,
I
because
would
she-
probably be a little freaked out. I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And it did look like it freaked her out a little bit because she started having bad dreams and visions.
Yeah,
and
she
stuff.
started like remembering all the people who died and whatnot.
Yeah.
But they need her
Mm-hmm.
because they see like the Rippers attacked another outpost and like they're probably from underground. And Malcolm McDowell's like, I know just the person to send underground.
Yeah.
And then for here, it almost seems like it's gonna rip off Escape from New York
Yeah.
They get her, they shoot a dart in her, they have like her pulse to monitor her.
So he's
They're like-
always by her. He's always by her heart or something
Yeah.
like that.
and then he's like, you're gonna go in there and get those Rippers for us. But then the Rippers just attack and kill everyone.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
This is
okay.
the only scene though, because later in the movie, like they seem super vicious, and after this moment, they don't seem as
They're never this vicious again.
no,
yeah,
which
you're
I'm
right.
shocked at.
It's a little inconsistent.
It's very inconsistent with the violence of the Rippers
But
because
yeah.
they just go in and they're quick and they just kill. Later in the movie, when you actually find out who they are, you find out their personalities. Even when they attack again, it's not as violent.
no.
So I kind of wish it still had that violent feel.
Yeah, and it's a little unclear like if Malcolm McDowell's dead at this point because they find his arm.
They find his arm.
But Tank Girl gets her tank and Jet gets her jet. She steals a
Yes.
jet and just happens to be driving by. Yeah, she knocks Jet out with her tank.
Yeah.
On
'Cause
accident,
She has no
'cause she
idea
doesn't know
how
how
to
to
use it. She has
yeah.
no idea how to. Tank Girl has no idea how to use her tank.
Yeah, and then we get a cartoon.
Sorry about the bunker on the head. I think I need to go practice some more.
No. You too. This cartoon.
I
does
like this
nothing.
better than just the still images that are all like
I
just
do
to fill
too.
in stuff. But no, this is like a fun animated sequence of them
Just
driving the
randomly
tank.
there. It doesn't need to be there, but it's fun.
Yes.
It's just entertaining.
Is it fine?
It's also fine.
It's fine and fun.
And fun and fine.
Tank Girl was fine and fun.
And fun and fine. So
So yeah,
the animation's fantastic. The comic strips are fantastic.
yeah.
And it's just pure. I mean, freaking Jet looks awesome in the
Is
comics
Jet from the
too.
comic?
I want to say yeah. She's not as big in the comic, at least
Okay.
in the first 4 issues, but I'm pretty sure she is.
Or is there a character like her? Sometimes
There's
they do that.
they have quite a few different random girl characters.
Okay.
It's not till later when they actually really have a consistent more of a story for her.
Actually-
in the beginning, it's like almost it's like the comics. Any like comics that are like small strips where it's not.
Okay.
That's really what it came from. It's
Oh,
strips.
okay.
It's not a comic book.
Not like
They're
okay,
strips,
gotcha.
Smaller stories. That's the originals.
Yeah.
And then later they came
Sorry,
up with more and more stories.
My
I
war
see
helmet
that.
is all over the place.
But I'm actually getting more of the comic. So I don't know. I haven't read every Tank Girl comic, but I'm so interested now. I actually rented a whole bunch from the library because I'm a big library nerd. That's also how I rented this movie, was through the library. Go to your local library, guys. Support them. You can also rent movies and comics and audiobooks. It's fantastic. Support your local library.
Aren't those federally operated? I don't like the government. Sorry. Yes, the library's great. I go there all the time.
I do.
So Malcolm McDowell, he survives the explosion. Are you looking up Jet?
I am sorry.
Actually, yeah, make sure she is a character from the comics.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
She a comic book character, Jet. Yeah, her friends call her boring. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought so. Because
So,
she's
yes.
like, there's like comics where like she's in a tub with like all these other girls and stuff like that. I'm telling you, the comic is so much fun. It's so dirty and filthy as well. There's so
I kind
many
of want to read it now
boobs.
because I remember when we did The Mask for rental reviews, I went back and I read the first like few Mask stories and I actually really enjoyed them. Like, oh, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Tank Girl is she's just like this miserable punk rock girl who just like, the very, very first comic, she rides in a tank because she's, whatchamacallit? She's basically trying to get this one guy for money. What's it called? When you...
A bounty hunter.
A bounty hunter. Thank you.
Yeah.
So she's getting this bounty because she's a lot of money and they're destroying this party. She ends up and just kills everyone in the party. Like, she doesn't give a fuck about
Yeah.
everyone else. Here, she clearly cares and has a heart. This Tank Girl doesn't
You know
give
what
a
this movie?
fuck.
You know what this movie reminds me of? This is a better Mad Max parody, but Hell Comes to Frogtown. I'm getting major Hell Comes because it's the
What is
post-apocalypse.
that?
It was on Joe Bob's show. That's what Roddy Piper and the Frog People.
Did I miss that one?
How did you miss that one?
What season? Recently?
Probably season 2 because I haven't. finished
seen
all of
season 2.
2.
I didn't see season 1 or season 2. I jumped in season 3
Oh,
and I
okay.
never got to go back and rewatch them.
Yeah, I gotta catch up. But yeah, Hell Comes to Frogtown. If you like this movie,
Yeah.
you gotta watch Hell Comes to Frogtown. Skip the sequels.
I'm down to watch
So
it.
Malcolm McDowell, he survived the explosion, and James Hong shows up and turns him into a cyborg. He's going to replace his limbs with cybernetic pieces.
Yep.
And it's just fun seeing James Hong, which I guess is a reference to Blade Runner because he made body parts in Blade Runner.
Yeah. And they just kill the actual doctor, and he's just like, yep, gonna have all this power.
Yeah.
And then you see, like, he wants his face back.
But they're like,
They're like, we can't put your face back. It's impossible.
yeah.
But,
They
you'll see
figure
what-
out a way.
They figure it out
They
a way.
figure out a way. So the girls meet Crazy Lady,
Yeah.
who like gives them information that the little girl from the beginning, Tank Girl's friend, is still alive,
Yep.
being held captive somewhere. And then while they're there, they're
Same.
like, let's fix our tank and jet up. And they finally
Because-
trick out their tank and jet to
Yeah.
make them reflect who they are.
Well, so they weren't seen as being power and water. That was
There's
the
that
main
too,
thing.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you mean there's that? That was the main reason why they did that.
I thought they just wanted to add a little flair.
I mean, they
everything.
did too, but like the
You
main
know-
reason.
You know, girls, they just love to add a little flair to
Yeah,
everything.
they just like bedazzled the tank and the helicopter. They just bedazzled it.
I'm shocked it didn't have cheetah print on it. Where was
Oh.
the cheetah print on the
Oh my
jet?
god. I hate cheetah print. I hate cheetah print. I keep having people tell me, they're like, you're getting at the age where all you're gonna wear is cheetah print. I was like, fuck you.
So they go to a club?
It's like a bathhouse.
Yeah, it's like a bordello or something because there's a madam there.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it? Bordello? No.
I don't know. I was just saying bathhouse.
What is the word for bordello? I guess is.
Are you thinking of a brothel?
brothel? That's
There
what I'm
you go.
thinking of. You know what was
Yeah, I was saying
weird?
brothel. Yeah.
When I worked in New Orleans, right, for that TV show, one of the girls who lived down there, they were talking about like the place where they live, and they still have a rule that like more than 3 or 4 women can't live together because of how bad brothels were in the past. They're like anything over after a certain number of women, they start to look into it and be like, oh, is this a brothel? Because that's how
Oh my
New Orleans had a problem with
God.
brothels, and they're
That's
like,
hilarious.
so it's like, oh yeah, we're just a bunch of girls who live together. Like, oh, hold on, what's going on here?
Just make it legal. It's fine. Other countries do it.
Yeah.
We can do it. Nothing wrong. Got to make money somehow.
yeah.
Don't shame sex workers, Tony.
No, part of me is like, yeah, make it legal, but then the government gets involved. I'm like, but then the government's gonna fuck it up. They're gonna make it weird. They're gonna ruin it. Anyway, they force so in the club,
Yes.
she's got to like.
It's very clean for a brothel, by the way.
It's very clean
very,
for the
very
apocalypse.
sterile.
They're apparently doing very well. I guess this is where all the rich people are because there's water and shit.
Yeah. You see, it was a whole bunch of like Scottish people going in and kills and stuff. You're like, what the fuck?
I think they're Bavarian. That's
Sure,
it. Like
we'll
the
go with
pretzel. So Tank Girl breaks in, and since this is a movie for ladies, she does a dressing montage with a bunch of
Yes.
naked mannequins that are just naked women in the walls
Yeah.
because they're breathing and stuff.
Yes.
So Jessica, don't show any of this scene because there's tits everywhere, or blur them.
Censor.
Huh?
Censor.
Censor them. But
But-
yeah, we get a dressing montage because ladies.
So most people that like Tank Girl comics hated this scene and another scene in this movie
Mm.
tremendously because this is very out of Tank Girl personality. I mean, this entire movie is very out of
Yeah.
Tank Girl personality, but this is even.
Out of character is the phrase.
I'm gonna go with my own phrase. I create my own phrases and my own words. Calm the fuck down.
I wasn't criticizing you for not doing
No,
the
you're
phrase.
still.
I was
It's a
educating.
grammar lesson. I
was educating you on the-
education.
I don't,
Listen.
I don't want you to be like Johanna that kept calling
What did she do?
fake out deep fake.
It's
I
the
don't know if
same
she's still in
thing.
the other room. I don't know if she heard that. But yes,
Love you, Johanna.
in this scene, we get a cameo.
We do.
Iggy Pop.
We do.
Who is playing-
massively creepy.
Yes, he is a Cuties fan in the movie.
Cuties fan. It was really creepy.
And as we were watching it, a good friend of ours alleged that maybe he's one in real life. I haven't looked into it.
I had no idea.
Allegedly. Allegedly, I do not know. It was alleged. Those lawyers, you know. But yeah, he's like, come with me, little girl. And they drew like little freckles on her, dressed her like a schoolgirl.
Like
I'm
Sam
oh,
should not, like that's gross.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
like
Like
that.
even like you hearing him say that to her, I'm just like, oh, this
No.
doesn't feel right. No,
But yeah,
creepy. And all the girls in the window are like kind of watching.
yeah. And then
Oh.
Tank Girl starts a dance number.
Yeah, to a Cole Porter song.
Yes. I love that one point the guy's like, what's that sound? And someone goes like, oh, it sounds like Cole Porter.
What the hell is that? Sounds like Cole Porter to me, sir.
I do love that song.
It was like, if
but
you ask me, I think it's Cole Porter.
the lady that plays the madam,
Yes.
I wonder if that was actually her singing. I should have looked into this because she actually sounded really, really great. Oh, she was a New York City club performer.
Okay.
Because I did look at the IMDb and she's uncredited in
They
this movie,
really-
which is really weird.
They really hype her up. They show her graphic and everything. And it's like, okay.
And she's uncredited.
Yeah, but I thought she was even going to be like a bigger character, but not really. She
No.
just sings and then starts a dance number.
Yeah.
And then everyone sings and
And
dances.
everyone hated the fact that all of a sudden Tank Girl is dancing. Like in just this Broadway musical number. It was fun.
And fine.
And fun. And fun.
No,
It throws you off a lot.
Huh?
It definitely throws you off.
It definitely goes on a little too long. I will say
very
that.
long,
I will
very
say
long.
that. I don't think it's that bad.
I
though.
don't. If you are able to not connect this so hard with the comic and understand, maybe like think, oh, this is just a little adaptation or as an
Adaptation.
I just started like writing things down for my lessons now here
Listen, in
with
the
Mr. Tony.
In the apocalypse,
Mr. Hack the
grammar
Movies,
is
thank
still
you.
very important.
Thank you, Mr. Hack the Movies. What else should I learn?
I can teach you how to spell.
Shh, let's look at that. I can't spell to save my life. That's the one thing. I was a straight A student, and my very first non-A was a C in spelling, and it killed me.
Oh.
It literally killed me.
Oh, Crystal, you're talking to someone who, if they got a C, it was the happiest day of their life.
Really?
Like, oh, thank
No,
God
I
didn't
was a
pick-
straight A student.
Oh, no, I was a straight FD student.
Oh, no.
I went to Catholic school, though, so they just pass you to scam your parents into giving more money. The whatchamacallit attacks, the water and power stops them.
Yeah, and of course they take Sam, the
They
little girl.
they take her again, and then they just let Tank Girl go.
It makes sense when you find out why.
Yeah, but it's weird, like, they're there, like, Tank Girl should be like, why aren't they arresting us? Like, I would have been a little confused by that.
Yeah.
Like in Star
She's
Wars,
smart, but she's not smart.
like in Star Wars, I know you love when I bring up Star Wars. The
I
first
love
Star
it.
Wars, the stormtroopers, you think they're trying to kill Luke and them, but they're actually letting them get away. That's a common misconception. Everyone's like, oh, stormtroopers are so bad at shooting, they miss everything. I think they forget the plot point that it was just an act. They purposely want them to get away to lead them to the base.
AK, what's happening here?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, the stormtroopers didn't just stand next to Luke and be like,
High five. Have fun.
go about your business. No, they
Say
were
so.
they were shooting at him to be like, okay.
Ah, pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, so they're walking around. They get sucked into the sand.
They do. Oh, it's between two rocks. What's going on?
I feel like Aquaman did this scene with them getting sucked in the sand. Am I confusing them with a different movie? Something I saw recently, not Dune,
It was new.
where they're just like, where are we? I think in Aquaman, they're looking for that lost city and they get like sucked down.
I don't remember. I don't
Aquaman
remember too much of the
stole
movie.
from Tank Girl, and I think we can all
That is
believe
rude.
that.
That is rude.
Well, tell those writers to
Stop stealing from the amazing movie Tank Girl. Okay? We know every movie needs and should be just like Tank Girl.
Yes,
Stop stealing
yes,
from it.
everything needs to be like Tank Girl.
Yes.
We
everything.
finally meet the Rippers, and they are not just kangaroos; they are kangaroo people. And
They're
one of them
mutations.
is played by Reggie Cathy, or Cathy, however you say his name, who is
I don't
now dead. Great actor, loved him on House of Cards, Luke Cage. He's been in a ton of movies. Really, really good actor. He's great in this.
He really is good in this.
Ice-T is funny in this.
Holy
He was
shit.
formerly
Ice-T,
a cop, which is funny.
Dump. But like Ice-T just plays Ice-T.
Yeah.
But as Kangaroo Ice-T.
And then one of them, I don't think it's the main one. One of them
Nope.
is played by Doug Jones, famous skinny actor.
Do I have it written down?
Booga was the main one's name.
Booga. It's not really, I guess he's kind of mean. Yeah, he is mean. I mean, that's the one
Yeah.
that Tank Girl likes. I don't remember. Yes. There's Scott Coffey, who plays Donner. I don't know. But anyway.
So they can't decide if they should kill the girls or hump them.
Yeah. I can't decide those things too. When I want to kill people or hump them. It's a common
They
I'm
don't
not sure.
they don't stress if they're going to do it consensually or not. So that part's a little like
Okay.
However, they are kangaroo men. They have different morals.
So the reason they are, so in the comics, it's killer kangaroos.
Yeah.
But in this movie, what happened was.
Do the kangaroos
prophet-
talk in the comics? Are they sentient? Okay.
Yeah, they talk.
So they were just like radiated or whatever, or
They're just killer kangaroos in Australia.
how do they talk?
Just don't worry about
Something with the apocalypse?
it. Why are you
maybe?
thinking so much? Just let it
Well, it
be.
reminds me of Hell Comes to Frogtown. The frogs became irradiated and they became frog people.
They're just killer kangaroos that Tinker likes to fuck.
And I don't like that.
She will literally fuck them and then kill them.
I don't like that she's a zoophile. That's making
Why?
me really creepy because zoophiles are gross. Anyway, keep going.
Why? You seem to be one of them.
Not to be confused with furries, who are lovely people, but
They
the
are lovely
zoophile. Furries are just like, I want to dress like a fox and get railed. Zoophiles are like, I literally want to have sex with a fox. It's like, oh God, you're going to jail. Go to jail.
No. Different species probably shouldn't be having sex with different species. Like if a this is a little fact. If a duck fucks a chicken, it will kill the chicken because ducks have big corkscrew dicks.
Yeah.
And roosters, they don't have dicks. I have chickens. So what it is pretty much just like
Roosters have cloacas.
they got the hole.
Yeah, cloaca. Yeah, some birds
So
have
it just
cloacas.
kind of like flows in.
That's the debate with dinosaurs. It's like, how many of them had dicks and how many of them just had cloacas? Who knows?
Yo, dinosaur dicks.
I feel like some of them needed dicks because of how their tails and whatnot. You got to get
I
around.
don't know.
there.
I'm sure some of them could have been really flexible. You know?
Yeah.
When you
yeah.
when you want to fuck, you want to fuck.
Dinosaur dick. We didn't think we'd get there in the tank girl.
I don't know. With Tank Girl, I wouldn't put anything past it. But yeah. Anyway.
So we find out the origin of these kangaroo men that are different from the comics.
mutated.
Yeah, they were experiments. They needed to make the ultimate soldier.
So why not? And they're also reincarnated as well.
Oh yeah. And
So you find they're reincarnated mutations of humans and kangaroos.
yes, Crystal. They are reincarnated.
It is reincarnated.
Yes.
What is it?
Well, now it's reincarnated.
Am I saying it weird?
Reincarnated.
I'm trying to make it
These
short.
late night episodes really get you.
Listen, I did a review earlier. I had a monster. If you saw the ring, I had my monster.
Games in the other.
I know.
Well,
And
that
now
one
I'm on my
also had
coffee.
Naomi Watts.
I know. Guys, it's been a long day. I've been here for like how many hours at this point? The words just like they're happening. I'm trying to shorten the episode by shortening my words. Okay.
Okay,
That's
good,
what
good,
this
good,
is.
good,
Yeah,
good.
because these episodes are so long. I'm trying to help you. So one little fact, because the studio really held the directors like hands behind her back basically throughout this entire thing. What I really wish I saw more with these rippers, these mutant kangaroos, was this. They created this effect or this prop or costume piece, whatever you want to call it, for thousands of dollars. And what it was a giant kangaroo dick. And they didn't get to use the giant kangaroo dick. And I'm very upset about this. And they also were supposed to have dildos everywhere in this movie.
Oh, we missed
So
out on
many
like
dildos.
dildos. Ah. You know
So-
what? This is one of those like I wish they'd do it again now.
Well,
Are they trying to?
yeah, so I keep wanting to put her name reverse. Margot Robbie.
Yeah, earlier
did it!
you were like Robbie Margot, and I'm like, who? Who is that person?
At some point in the day, I get so where my brain just like
Your brain really just.
my brain is insane. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on which moon and how much I've worked and used in the past week.
So she wants to do a Tank Girl reboot.
She does. So it was in the plans to do it, and then COVID happened, so she had to pause it and postpone it.
I don't know. I feel like she's already.
Know how I would feel about this.
I guess if she plays it more like the comics, which is not like that, because the character in this movie seems like her Harley Quinn. So
It really does feel like her Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And I think if you do play it by the comics, though, it would have to be X-rated. The way the comics actually are.
Actually, you
it's
know what?
way-
That movie definitely isn't going to make because Harley Quinn was rated R and bombed at the theaters. So, but I would
Yeah.
like to see this as like a show. Like Netflix could definitely do like a season of this, and they can add all the dildos they want. They don't care, or Amazon can do it.
Had the dildos and kangaroo dicks, guys.
So the kangaroos.
And more sex. You see so much naked Tank Girl.
Yeah.
Just like so much naked.
And
tank
bring
girl
Lori
having
Petty back to
sex.
play her.
Yeah.
No, don't
Like
do
she is just so much sex with Booga.
that. She's good in Gotham. She has a small part in Gotham where she's like wearing Joker makeup and stuff. It was
That's
pretty
cool.
cool. It was pretty cool to see Tank Girl dressed like the Joker. The kangaroos send them out to a outpost. They think it's a trap set up by
Icy
Water
doesn't
and
trust
Power.
her.
Yes. So they send him out there. Also, the kangaroos are a little pervy.
They're very pervy.
They're very pervy.
They say, and we want to see you strip. They're like, that's not part of the plan. Why not? They have pictures of naked ladies everywhere. And
yeah, they're very.
But I feel like that's kind of the point of the movie where is Gary going into like a feminist thing where there's really no good men in this movie except like the boyfriend in the beginning. Besides that, all the men are pretty bad and they're all of them are very pervy. And the only males in this movie that actually end up being good are the rippers,
kangaroo men, yeah.
who aren't even human.
Well, I guess the boyfriend in the beginning, but then
that
he gets
was it.
killed. Yeah.
That was it.
Again, you're gonna love Hell Comes to Frogtown. Roddy Piper is the only man who's like not sterile on Earth, so all the women are super into him.
Good for him.
They have to, but he's also like an asshole everyone hates, but they have to keep him alive.
Oh no.
And he's got to compete with frog people. So they pretend that they're from Water and Power, and they go to the workers, and they're like, "We're doing a calendar," and that actually
And this
works.
Is the second scene that everyone that actually likes comics can't stand because they said there's no way a fucking Hell Tank Girl would ever do that. Where
It
she
was-
goes in. I mean, I had fun watching it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
almost
because-
reminded me like of a Spice World kind of feel
Yeah.
almost.
I like they gave Naomi Watts a camera to like scan everything, and that's what she's doing. But they're pretending it's for
She's
a calendar
getting so
photo shoot.
into it too.
I love the one worker's like, "Can I be December?" And like, you can be any
Any
month
month
you
you
want.
want.
He's like, "Yeah."
Can I be December?
Baby, you can be any month you want.
It was a funny fucking scene.
Yeah, it's a really funny scene, and it leads into this awesome tank chase.
Yeah.
Where the tank is chasing the water
And
truck.
there's miniatures in that. Where was it? The miniature of the actual shaft of it too coming in.
Yeah, so like the miniatures, there's full size stuff.
Yeah.
I love it's either a miniature, it's either all a miniature or it's a matte shot that cuts to a miniature. The cliff that just has a city built into it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is really cool looking.
Yeah.
When a truck goes over the side, all that shit is really cool. The
Yeah.
kangaroo saves Tank Girl
Yeah,
in his
it's like,
rock.
we have it.
I love their cyber suits. Those things look
Those are
fucking
really
awesome.
That is really cool. But it's like so funny to see them outside their suits too,
Yeah.
because they're so chill and they're
Yeah.
so coming up, like you see them back at the base.
And they
Oh.
don't check what they salvaged.
Not yet. Not
Oh, because
yet.
before the truck broke off, she managed to get like what it was carrying to
Yeah.
not go off the cliff. But they go to eat, but they
They
have
go
to say
eat.
grace. How do they say grace?
Death party! Death party!
The movie just stops to be like, all right, the kangaroo men are dancing,
Yeah,
except
he
for
literally
Ice-T, who's too cool for
He's
it.
angry just sitting there. But yeah, they do a lot of like just dancing.
Like throwing
hippie
their tails
But
up
then
in the
they
air.
like start doing some grinding as well. And it goes on for a really long time. And it's actually music. Stomp did it. The
Okay.
musical Stomp.
Oh, okay.
They actually created the music for that
Oh,
scene.
that's funny.
Yeah.
And then
It kind of reminded me of like, I'm not gonna lie, as Tarzan, because there's a whole like musical thing in Tarzan. The
Disney
cartoon.
Tarzan?
The cartoon. Yeah.
Disney, yeah.
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 With Whoopi Goldberg as the little gorilla and stuff like that. They have a whole was it Trashing the Camp? For some
Whoopi
reason, it kinda
Goldberg
reminded me-
was in Tarzan?
I'm pretty sure she was.
She was in The Lion King. I don't remember her being. I haven't seen Tarzan.
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. But
Doesn't
no,
matter.
there's like this cool little scene called Trash in the Camp, and that, for some reason that just reminded me of that. But yeah, it was a really cool scene. There's them dancing and grinding, and then later you see Tank Girl laying next to Booga,
Yeah, with her rocket bra.
Yeah, that's the only time you see that.
Yeah, you don't really see it enough.
And
You think that'd
also
be like a
don't-
bigger thing.
The only time you see her in the
The
Target thing.
British Air Force thing.
Yeah, it's,
I don't think. I'm sorry. This isn't to be exploitive.
Can you not
the-
exploit me?
The logo cannot be seen, and you wanted to show it because you want to
guess you
show
can
off the
say it.
logo. Can you stand up and show off the logo? Okay, there you go. That is the logo, and it's what is it? The British Air Force,
I don't remember. It's something. So
and that was not exploitative. We're just trying to show the logo. Now sit back down. No, don't do that. God damn it. Jessica, please cut to like a priest blessing people.
you're in my hell, bitch.
So yeah, she's having a little romance with the kangaroo man.
She is. Oh, what I was saying though, she only wears this when they're transforming the tank. Which
But
is
only
very
sometimes, because it's
Only
like a music
sometimes.
video. Wait,
Yeah.
but the kangaroo's wearing it.
Yes.
He wears the shirt.
He wears the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like, and then she wears it kind of the next day.
Yeah.
Kind of to show like, oh, they fucked.
Yeah.
But it's the only time you actually see her in that outfit. And I'm guessing it's also like promo wise too. You can cut to, I've never seen the trailer for it.
No.
I'm guessing that's in the trailer.
Yeah.
To see that iconic image. That's the only time you see her.
Because she wears that in the books, right?
She
Does she have the rocket bra in the books?
has in like on the covers.
Oh,
Sometimes
okay.
The covers are what kind of makes it. In the comics, she's wearing whatever. Half
Okay.
the time she's naked. Or she's just like, oh.
So they finally decide to check the hull from their heist.
Yeah.
Turns out it's nothing but sand, and then the doctor who made them,
It's
Dr.
the
Prophet.
It's the prophet. Yeah.
Which they
He's
mentioned
dead.
him, but I don't think do we ever see him?
We don't, except for that he's dead.
Yeah.
So the
That
whole
part was a
thing
little
was the
confusing.
prophet made them to make the super soldiers, but the war ended and they didn't need them anymore. So he was required. The person in charge told him, "Oh, you have to kill them."
But he kept them alive.
He kept them alive because he still felt connected, and then they're basically their leader.
Yeah.
So he went off to go do something science-y in New Zealand. Yeah, I'm not a scientist.
And then he
I don't
came back
know.
dead.
Yeah, he came back dead.
Yeah. And they're very, very sad about that. Then we
angry.
get the whole like ending where they break into the facility.
Yep.
The cyber kangaroo suits are awesome.
Yes.
They're jumping around. Now, as good as this movie is, they were really bad at hiding the wires from the kangaroos and whatnot. You could see a lot of the wires. I'm like, oh, that's real noticeable.
Yeah. But the prosthetics for the kangaroos are absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
The ears definitely, everything moves with them.
Mhm.
I think the prosthetics were done amazingly for this.
And then the one played by Reggie Cathy dies.
He does die, which I'm very shocked at. They're supposed to be these super soldiers. I'm surprised at how easily he died. But plot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But then we get Malcolm McDowell tricking Tank Girl by pretending to be Sam, who is actually stuck in the pipe.
yep.
I can't breathe. Please help me.
And yeah, she beats him up. And he's got his cool little metal hand with the
And then it just
razor
gets
blades.
stuck
Yeah, it just gets stuck.
in like a gear.
Yeah, but then he doesn't have a head anymore. I guess his brain is somewhere inside of him, but he has a holographic
So
head.
you see during this one part where the crazy doctor comes over and basically looks like he's about to chop his head off. And that's where you find out, okay. It's like odd because they cover his head throughout the entire thing almost. Towards the end when they reveal him, all of a sudden he has a normal head and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You find out here, he has a holographic head.
Yes. Now this is... Did I miss something? When did her tank become sentient? Because the tank comes in, and then she's like, shoot him. And then it's like, it like says no because it's out of ammo. It's like, wait, the tank's alive?
Finish him!
It kind of played a little bit earlier in the movie where it kind of followed her. She did whistle and it came, like, it kind of built up a little bit, but it's
How?
movie magic. Movie magic.
Is it the reincarnation of her bull that died? I forgot to mention they killed her bull. They shot it.
He did. That was so sad.
No.
I don't like when animals
No.
die.
But you were like, at this point, I'm just like, this movie's great.
It's so good.
And you're like, oh, this movie's stupid.
oh, the movie's stupid. It's absolutely horrible.
And
It's
you're
so
like,
great.
and I'm like, I'm loving it. You're like, really? I'm like, yeah, look, I have Malcolm McDowell deflecting rockets with a metal hand. Like, what's not to love?
Oh, it's great. It's so bad. It's great. Like, there's nothing in this movie that really makes sense,
Yeah.
but it's amazing.
But yeah, he dies. And
He's-
Jet finally kills her abuser.
Yup.
When he's like, fuck you. And she's like, I keep telling
Telling
you no.
Yeah. Just,
And then they're all happy. And they turn into a cartoon and go
Yeah.
surfing?
sure. Sure.
I thought that was a little confusing.
But, like, screw it.
Yeah.
It was
And then
fun.
the movie ends.
Yeah.
And yes,
It was,
I had a good time.
it was good. It was good.
I'm sorry, Tank Girl fans. I'm sorry it wasn't up to your standards.
no. And
But
I
it's
think
much like I could watch the Stallone Judge Dredd all day long. And I really like Judge Dredd comics, and I'm just like, oh man, this movie didn't get it at all, but I could still enjoy it. And that's how I feel about this. I'm like, I can understand not being able to get it, but it's just kind of a fun movie. Not a great
when you
movie.
go into it with certain I can understand why people who like the comics and then also have never heard about this could hate this movie because one, the expectations of it, you were disappointed. It wasn't the same vibe. It wasn't the same message.
Yeah.
It's completely different. It definitely is Hollywood up a lot.
I really love the whole MTV movie feel, music video feel. It kind of got me nostalgic for the 90s.
I'm a 90s girl, so I love it.
I
I also
enjoy
do
it.
like punk rock. Like, I really do like punk rock a lot. But it's a different vibe. And sure, you go in with those expectations. Yeah, you're going to be jaded with this movie.
And yeah, it's about a female superhero, so it's woke. I called it alien woke. I was just like,
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, the movie's so good until it's just Ripley, and then it gets woke.
Fuck you.
But no, yeah,
the director said this ruined her career.
I can see that.
She straight up said she couldn't talk about it for like over 10 years.
Wait, when was Tank Girl made?
95?
Oh yeah, this is 91, so this is before that. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, she said Tank Girl literally like tanked her career.
Billy Zane's sister.
Oh, look at that. Oh, everything nice.
Yeah, now I feel bad because I actually
she
really
literally-
like her directing and
So
stuff.
the thing is now, this is becoming almost more of a cult classic now because
Oh,
now it's
yeah.
being accepted a little bit more.
Yeah.
And to be honest, maybe it was just like
Ahead of its
At its time,
time.
that's-
Maybe there
yeah.
wasn't enough. The audience didn't exist yet for it.
yeah, I'm thinking that. 'cause
Which you're right, it's a cult film. Now it's like finding its audience. And
It
there are
is.
people I know who love this movie.
It's
And the
insane.
comics, there's people I know who love both.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Turtles, where like the Turtles comics are like real edgy and whatnot. And I mean, they're still kind of like lighthearted parodies, but like the cartoon is very different. So you
Yes.
can have multiple different
Different types
versions.
of universes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
But no, I would like to see this done again. Unfortunately, it sucks that like Judge Dredd got a second chance and then the movie bombed, even though it was great. So I'm just like, I hope a lot of these other movies get a second chance, but will it be like Dredd where people only remember the 90s version and they're like, oh, I don't want to see the new version because that other one sucked.
I think it depends on who's involved.
No.
I think if Margot Robbie is involved, people are going to go see it because they
Well,
like her.
now that Judge Dredd is a hit, well, not a hit, but now that that's become kind of a cult classic, maybe people will be more willing to watch a Tank Girl reboot.
I think if it's more of also promoting feminism and that
No,
kind
no,
of
that'll
vi-
kill it.
No,
That'll
oh,
kill.
no.
That'll.
Yeah,
that'll
actually,
kill
you're
it.
kind of.
That'll
depends
kill
on-
it.
Well,
Here's how you do it.
It's handled.
Here's how you do it. Here's how you do it. Here's how you make everyone win. You know, it's
How do we make everyone win? Do you have
no.
Secrets of
Have the
World
character
Peace?
be a cool badass and do all the stuff from the comics.
Yeah.
Give her a Trump hat. Everyone will be on board. Everyone will be on board. The women will get their cool, strong hero, but then the guys who usually bitch about stuff, they'll be like, well, she's wearing the red hat. Can't be mad at that. Let us know if you want alt-right Tank Girl. Hollywood, I'm willing to write it.
Fuck my life.
Could you imagine? Oh, God.
I'd rather not. I'd rather not. I like to keep politics out.
I know, you're still bitter that he lost. Oh, sorry. I thought this was a Johanna episode. Anyway.
I am politics free over here. I have my own opinions. I don't feel as if I need to say them.
Anyway, Tank Girl.
Fantastic.
Check
a
it
lot
out.
of fun. Read the comics. Watch the video. Listen to the soundtrack. I highly support this.
Even
I
if you
recommend
don't
it.
think it's a good movie, it's a fun bad
It's
movie then.
fine.
There are it's
That's
not
what
a
it is.
boring movie.
It's
It
not
is
boring.
not a boring movie.
There's like stupid references, and it's definitely can have annoying moments. But go in knowing that, like,
Yeah.
also like grab a beer, I think we can make awesome games out of it. Like take a shot for every time something. I don't know.
Take a shot every time it cuts to a drawing or cartoon.
Yeah, like there's so much fun.
Yeah, take
in
a shot
here.
every time they reference something like
Like
when
an
she goes
old-
to the bat tank.
Yeah, she doesn't say bat tank. Like something like, oh, that's gonna be every line she says. Then.
Yeah.
You're gonna be hammered. But
But
it's so much fun. It's like
Yeah.
one of those movies. Like, just have a good time.
I feel like this is one of those movies like I put on for like my goddaughter or whatnot, and they're like, they'll have fun with this.
I mean, there's a lot of nudity in it, but as long as she's okay with
My
that.
goddaughter's a teen now.
Oh, this is fine.
I took her to see Harley Quinn. She liked
I still
that.
haven't seen Harley Quinn.
We should do a commentary for it.
I'm down.
We haven't done that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for that. There's so many things I have to catch up on.
Yeah.
I also want to watch the Harley Quinn
The cartoon?
the cartoon.
It's good. It's good.
I really want to watch it.
I mean, it's woke. It's woke. Don't like it. Woke. But yes, you know it's not woke. This show.
No, because someone hates women and likes kangaroos.
I don't hate women. I just have a grudge against them.
I love women and men.
There's women I like. Well, Jessica, because she had the
I
show.
love Jessica.
My mom's okay.
I've never met your mom.
My sister has
I'm
good
interested in your
days and
dad.
bad days.
Uh-huh.
You're not in it. Let's see. Johanna's a bad example.
Love Johanna.
Trisha's
I
nice
love
to me
Trisha.
once in a while.
She is. You have her hang out with us a little bit more. She won't be. Mint's
Oh,
fantastic.
yeah. Trisha hasn't been in an episode with you. I got to keep you guys separated.
No, we
'Cause
gotta
people-
do an episode.
I got that. I
Guys.
read it in the Alien episode, but I got a comment. They're like, Trisha's a breath of fresh air because she doesn't constantly ream Tony. Mint salad. Mint salad is best girl.
Oh,
She
God.
when this comes out in April, last month she reviewed a movie every day of that
I
whole
saw
month.
that.
Yeah,
She is fucking killing it.
yes, Kevin Smith commented on one of them.
The Kevin Smith.
The Kevin Smith actually commented on one of her when she reviewed Clerks. She
Wait, for
posted
real?
about it. Yeah. Wait, did you miss this?
I missed that.
Yes, she reviewed Clerks and tagged Kevin Smith saying she liked it, and Kevin Smith responded.
Go, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of people like that post. Some jealous people like that post. But yeah, no, that was actually really cool. So check out.
I'm gonna look at that.
When we start now the show's getting woke. I'm promoting women.
All right, well,
Oh no.
It's well, we just went through women's month, so we can do that. Like we just went through March.
God, that was rough. Yes, so if you want more women, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a voicemail at our voicemail line. If you're
Yes,
listening
listen
to
to you.
this on a podcast app, especially Apple Podcasts, leave a review. Give us 5 stars and leave
Guys,
a review.
if you like the show, just go to Apple Podcast and
We're-
go leave a review on that anyway.
We're trying to get into the top 100. We're
That'd be
close.
awesome.
The
That will
top
actually help us get more people too to listen and new people that haven't heard of us.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
We love
guys.
new people. We love new people. And I know this is very hard because there's an apocalypse for this episode, but
I know.
this storyline will definitely be forgotten by the next episode. So goodbye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
I think Capcom does a great job when they're adding like collaboration characters.
I've never been able to extend this way.
Oh God, I gotta get the helmet on. Oh God, oh God.
Wait a minute, our guy's a bad guy the whole time.
I just think it's crazy that I'm better at video games now than when I was like 16.
That is how you fix all the problems with all these games.
I feel like toy distribution is so different than it used to be.
They resculpted over the chest. They gave him a flak jacket over it.
I laugh when I see Among Us, but I'm not having fun inside. it's a reflex.
No, you took my joke.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.
Talking about tapes.